This lesson is how to multiply unit fractions by non-unit fractions. First problem that we have is 1/2 of 4/5, or 1/2 times 4/5. Remember that multiplying here is the same thing as saying of. So 1/2 of 4/5, or 1/2 times 4/5. Try to solve this using the area model and drawing a picture. When I do this, I can start with a tape diagram to draw my picture, and you notice that I have 4/5 already sectioned off. Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting those pieces into half. So I can do that horizontally or vertically. In this case, I'm going to do it horizontally. Okay, and I have half of those. So I'm going to take half here, and half here, and half here, half, and half. Now remember, I don't need to worry about this last section because I'm only looking at 4/5, and I don't need to worry about the top section because I'm only looking at 1/2. And if I take those and I look at the sections in green, I see that I have 4 pieces altogether down in the bottom out of 10 pieces total. So I see that half of 4/5 is 4/10. Putting that aside, I can look at it using an area model as well. Okay, so I started with my L, I labeled my fifths at the bottom, and I labeled my halves. It really is very similar to the picture that we drew here with the tape diagram. It's just tweaking it a little bit. I like the area model a little bit better because that's going to help us more as we get into other more advanced ideas. Okay, so we're looking at our 4/5. Remember, we start with 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, ignoring this last fifth here. Okay, and actually it should be all the way up because I have those 4/5. And then I am looking at 1/2. So I'm going to have this entire section here. Okay, but I only have one part where it has both the blue and the green, and that's my 4. And then there are, again, 10 sections, so I have 4/10. If I were to solve this using the standard algorithm, I'd do 1/2 times 4/5. And remember, with multiplying, just go straight across. 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 5 is 10, and you have 4/10, solving this 3 different ways. Try this one on your own. 3/4 of Monica's garden is vegetables. Carrots are planted in half of her vegetable section. How much of Monica's garden is carrots? Now, when we start this problem, we look at it, and if we try to put the sentence into an equation, we look at it and we say that we are looking for half of 3/4. And remember that of is the same thing as multiplying, okay? Because half of her vegetable section is carrots, and 3/4 of her garden is vegetables. So we're looking at half of 3/4. Solving this using the area model, I have my 4ths vertically and my halves horizontally. I marked off my 3/4 in red and my 1/2 in blue. The section that has red and blue together is down here at the bottom, where I have 3 sections out of 8 total. So 3/8 of Monica's garden is vegetables. Okay, again, solving that with the standard algorithm, I have 1/2 times of 3/4. Okay, 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 4 is 8, so 3/8 of the garden, and that is the same solution that I got in both places. Try this last one on your own. Mr. C, the PE teacher, uses 3/5 of his kickballs in class. Half the remaining balls are given to students to use during recess. What fraction of the kickballs are given to students for recess? See if you can put it into the fraction of another fraction format so that it's easier to work with. Now, I'm sure a lot of you started with 3/5 and said, okay, I'm going to do half of 3/5, right? But the important thing that a lot of you skipped over is that we're actually saying half of the remaining balls. So it's not half of 3/5. What we're looking at is half of 2/5. So make sure that you're reading the question carefully. Solving this with an area model, I have my fifths and my half, and I see here that I have 2/10 of the balls, which simplifies to 1/4.